Primus.
And without further ado, I think I should get sticks up here and you can give your own expression on congratulations.
Ian Collins bestowing an honour on Stephen Kernahan. He's going to have the social club here at the Telstra Dome named after him for all the Blues matches for the year. So that's an honour for the great Stephen Kernahan. There's the Carlton membership line, 1300 72 79 81. Look at those last numbers, Sos. Do they mean anything to you? 72, 79 and 81.
Two grand finals there. You would have seen a few in your time, Hutto.
Been looking forward to a few in the future. Let's get down to Andrew Moe, who can clear up one interpretation of the rule we saw in the first half.
Yeah, I'm disappointed you didn't know this, Anthony. You've done a lot of study on the rules over the off-season, but that 50-metre penalty that was paid down the field to Lance Whitnell from the hit on the boundary line. The first incident occurred outside 50. The confusion occurs when the free kick down the field is actually paid inside 50. It's a second phase of play, so that's why there's no super goal for the free kick that Lance Whitnell received and then kicked a goal. The bad news that we thought was really bad news for Essendon about Ramanaskas and the torn hamstring is actually a bit better than we first thought. It's just a corky in the hamstring, so it's not quite as bad as we first suspected. And Brendan Favola spent a bit of time off the ground in that second quarter with a right shoulder strain. He is favouring it as they came back out onto the ground to begin the third quarter. So maybe get Silvani to keep an eye on that and tell him how you think he's travelling, Hutto.
Thanks, Mar. Well, Sos, you've got rid of Dave Hughes. You've thrown your elbows around as you always did during your career. What about this second half?
Well, it's evenly placed. I mean, if the Bombers can win a bit more ball at the stoppages, obviously Carlton have been on top in that area, and they've just got to find another forward up forward. Lucas is their sole tall forward. They need someone like a Henneman or a Laycock just to take a couple of grabs that it just attracts the attention to another player. At the moment, they know their focal point up forward is Lucas, and the Carlton players and defenders are able to get back and double team him at the moment.
All right, so there's the midfield for the Bombers and the Blues. Lappin, Scotland, French and Prendergast with the honours. There's Barnaby French looking more like a warrior than a footballer. And we've got Allen for the Bombers along with Solomon, McVeigh and Peveril. Justin Murphy playing out of the goal square. With Laycock up forward and Scotty Lucas. Cupido down there as well. As we start the third quarter, and McVeigh getting them quickly inside 50. Good fist, but Laycock, can he keep it alive? Livingston harassed him successfully. This is Stevens now, as the Blues able to clear. Spawn getting it back to Houlihan. Had to be good and was. Lappin had plenty flying past. Wants to use them. This is Stevens, watch out. Cupido was closing. Great delivery. And Whitnell did everything but mark it. He couldn't in the end. It was too hot. Fletcher and McPhee and now Murphy. As the Bombers rebuild. Lucas is the long target. One out with Thornton. Great fist. As Thornton continues to really mature as a footballer and a defender. And he's a little undersized, Sos, Thornton, but boy, he's a terrific fighter.
Yeah, he's deceptive. He's probably about 6'3", 194, 193 centimetres. So he's a good height for a key position player. Lucas is the one. Like, he'd have to be at least 6'4", probably 6'5". So he tends to have a couple of inches on his opponents.
Allen and French knocked on by McVeigh. Stanton couldn't control it. Solomon can. Well done by Stevens coming to meet it. Peveril wide of the pack. Kick run down. Now a chance for Bullen. Well, gets to his feet very quickly. Well played. Now Peveril from just outside 50. He bombs away to the goal square. Almost the mark taken by Livingston, and they still can't get it through the Bombers. And Thornton relieves the pressure into the pocket. Lappin. So a turnover. A chance here for the Blues. Lappin with 3 bounces. Draws the player. Stevens normally uses it very well. Does again. Davies. Kicks it short. Whitnell again. Fletcher hung back from Whitnell. Now he's been called to play on. No. The umpire said no, you can go back. He didn't step around from the mark. So Lance Whitnell a chance. From about 45 metres, but as you can see, right hard up against the boundary fence. And a difficult opportunity. Good passage of play. Oh, shocking kick. Off the instep. Scotland. Well done by Stanton. Peverill head over the football. Good play. He's rapid. He needs to get rid of it. All the umpire gave him the benefit of the doubt. Held to him, he said. So we'll get a bounce right on the 50-metre arc at half forward for the Blues. The umpire throws it up. They do right through this Wizard Cup series. Prendergast, good slick handball. Chambers has been good. Long towards goal. From outside 50, it's another 9-pointer. Second of the match to Callum Chambers. So Callum Chambers has kicked his and Carlton's second 9-pointer of the match. And, gee, looks like he's going to be a valuable addition to this Carlton side, Steve.
Oh, yeah, he's been very impressive in this game. That's his second goal, having had 12 possessions. But we all know that he is a terrific kick and great endurance, and really should be an asset for this Carlton side.
So a couple of body blows to Kevin Sheedy, delivered by Callum Chambers, and it extended Carlton's lead out to 19 now as we go again. Allen generating plenty as always. Peverill. Laycock trying to get in the right position. Oh, that was slick from Cupido. Got it to Lucas. Set up the scoring chance. Thornton following it all the way back.
And there's a disappointed player in Solomon there. Lucas had Solomon inside. He was on his own, but Lucas opted to kick the ball over his shoulder.
Hates a shot at goal, Scotty Lucas.
Stevens to himself, then draws Bullen. Livingston. Couple of steps. Needs to use it effectively. Turns it over. Love it. Murray from outside 50. Poor kick.
And that's probably one of Luke Livingston's weaknesses, is his kicking.
So another chance for the Blues to bring it out of defence. Thornton. Camporelli, who decides to switch play. Livingston can get another chance to dispose of the football effectively. It's a lead from Prendergast. Decides to handball instead. Thornton, casual bounce, only travelled 4 metres. Gets it to French. Stevens around Solomon. Confronted by Bullen, but was able to get the handball to wait. He's got a loose player on the wing. Ryan Houlihan can go now. 2 bounces. Really puts the pedal down. Runs to half forward. Kicks to a vacant half forward position. Davies has got it in the pocket. Decides to bomb away. He's missed. Vivola was calling for it at the top of the square. James Hird looks on. A little concerned, I'm sure. The Carlton lead now out to 19 points.
Murphy's kick placed for Fletcher. And he just couldn't hang on to it. Stanton puts his body on the line. So does Whitnall. They're going down like 9 pins. Teague must have copped a loose boot to the head, I think, there. Scotland escapes. Still more debris left in his way as he hits Vivola at pace. Tight angle, obviously, from here. Kuda leads into the square, and Chambers is going to get another one. This will just be 6.
Good result for Vivola. Got off, had taken the mark and got back nice and quickly. Oh.
7 seasons with the West Coast Eagles for Callum Chambers. 54 games in that time. Is the best and fairest from last year. They have a Teague copping one, and Nick Stevens sits down for a rest. But we're watching Chambers put through his 3rd.
So Callum Chambers kicked a super goal just before half-time. He's added the 2 in this 3rd quarter. His match at the moment, McVeigh. He's going to need to generate something here. Kicks out wide, and a good mark taken by Stanton. Between wing and half forward. Cupido leads. It's ignored. Instead kicks towards Laycock in the pocket. Oh, gee, must get a free kick. Chance at the boundary line, and can he keep it in? He can. That was brilliant thought from Cupido. Lovett Murray couldn't just soccer the cross through. And it's a behind only, but Cupido did very well to keep it in initially. After Laycock, I thought, should have got a free kick.
Gee, it could have been across the line a couple of times there. Lappin made to work for it. Quick release, though. Blues playing on at all costs at the moment. Houlihan for Davies. He was good enough to take that on the chest. Perhaps out in
50.
front might have been better. Is it 50
yep.
against Thomas?
Player took the mark, and Thomas, you watch it here. Now there's the spoil. Now you can't then grab the player and drive him into the turf. Fair enough.
There was some momentum in it. Ball gets to the back. Prendergast. It's play on and it had come back into play, but of course it went straight out, so it is out on the full. And the margin remains 24 with Solomon to bring it back for the Bombers, who need to get a move on.
Solomon. Well done by Houlihan, just nipping in front. A bit too quick for Matthew Allen. The kick dropping the touch short. And it's all Carlton, much like it was in the first quarter. Kicks it short. Whitnell again on the lead. He plays on quickly, centralises the ball, and Anthony Cooter feeders his mark. 30 metres from goal. Hasn't been one of his high possession games, Steve.
No, well, he's only coming up for his 4th possession. Bolton's had the job on him, and of course Bolton kept covering the mark for Lance Whitnell, and Cooter Feedies was able to get free.
And that was the 15th mark taken by a Carlton player inside 50. Essendon have taken just 3. So real dominance there for the Blues. Cooter Feedies off a couple of steps. It's close. It's just missed to the near side. So an opportunity missed there by the Blues, but they lead by 25 points.
Dustin Fletcher, who'll be a bit of a nervous man this year with the new system with the tribunal, finds McPhee, who gets a lead from Lucas out wide. He's got Bullen in support at the front. Thornton again. Thorn on his side as Johnson takes it on the ground for the Blues and getting them moving. This is Lappin setting up another Favola charge, and Whitnell from the side. Good work by Favola. Kept the space for Whitnell. And now Camporelli, the vice-captain, can put the icing on the cake beautifully.
Essendon score. They lead by 31 points. French takes it and was able to get the kick away just in time. Wait. Stood up in the tackle. Prendergast. Can he get it clear? He's got support. French has been fantastic today. Handball in hope towards half-forward. Lappin has been fantastic as well. Tries to keep it in. Can't. Boundary throwing deep in the pocket, but just the numbers there forcing it forward for the Blues.
Carlton inside 50 at the moment. Both Whitnell and Favola, as we see James Hird looking on, have taken 5 marks inside 50 each for the match. 16-3 the marks inside 50, and it's 7-zip for the quarter. So total dominance for the Blues marking ability inside 50.
McPhee to Bradley. Kick eventually got to Peveril, who's been one of Essendon's best. He kicks to the wing. French in front, just blocking the hole. Barnaby French, he's away running, kicks inside, attacking 50 for Favola. Fletcher! Spectacular mark, Dustin Fletcher. And he kicks it out wide. Love it. Gets on with it quickly. McVeigh's run very hard to try and get on the end of it. T did very well. And the Blues are able to force it forward. Camporelli, intelligent stuff. Brilliant, in fact. Houlihan normally uses it pretty well. Ineffective on that occasion. Bolton. Whitnell desperate. Underground handball. Johnson. The Bombers are under siege as Cupido to Welsh, to Bradley. Welsh, look out. Johnson had him. Cooter Feedies, Cupido again, and Dyson now. And finally, the Essendon side are able to get out of their danger zone. Murphy, McVeigh wants his left side. Back to Murphy. They're under pressure, though, the Bombers. Kick towards centre-half forward. McPhee in good position. McPhee kicks on the lead. Yes, well done, Hunt. He couldn't take the mark. Needs to kick a goal, and he misses. So a simple mark dropped by Sam Hunt, put some pressure on himself, and the best he could do after that was to manage it behind us. We look at the Fletcher mark.
There's been some good grabs, hasn't there, in this match tonight? Well-placed kick. Fatigue. And he's got a man on the wing. He hasn't seen him. It's Houlihan on his own. Now he spots him. Boy, he's got some space to work in here. Got Whitnell at 50. Goes with the central kick. Looking for weight. As you saw it went through the hands. Bradley under pressure. Out wide, a couple of Bombers. In fact, they've got two on the overlap. Murphy's got to move it. Lucas screaming for it at half forward. Instead, he goes more centrally, flirting with danger and getting it to Love. It just slowed the whole process down. He got his man eventually. Now Cupido can unwind. He is a massive kick of the ball. Will it carry all the way? The fist was terrific as it turned out. And the Blues are standing up to everything that Essendon is throwing at him at the moment. As this is Chambers scooting away, sending it out, but for how long? And that's a really good grab from Thomas, who's quick to his feet. He's got Dyson at half forward, not much else on for him. That was Laycock leading. Cupido. Again, just severe absence of talls in decent positions for him to go to. Laycock led very wide. Didn't get the delivery he needed. That's Dyson. Very hurried. Good tackling, though. He followed up well. And now it's the Blues on the back foot and penalised. Callum Chambers, who's made an impressive debut.
Just important for the Bombers here. Once they get the ball inside their 50, if they don't mark it, they're at least got to hold the ball in there to give themselves another chance. Far too often it's come out too easy.
Oh, Lucas almost couldn't quite hold on. French out to Spawn, who scrambles the kick and finds Walker. Oh, very ugly left foot kick. Gives Bradley a chance.
Oh.
Bradley and McPhee collide. Fletcher kicks it out on the full, so nothing going right for the Bombers at the moment. Favola, Teague, of course, best and fairest winner for the Blues. Kicks into the centre of the ground. Wiggins has it. Got players outside, a couple of them. Houlihan kicks towards Whitnell and Solomon. Whitnell almost couldn't hold on. Support for the Bomber defence provided by Murphy. He finds Thomas, and the pressure again relieved for the moment as Allen makes position on centre wing. Runner inside is Peverill. Support from Thomas, who's been impressive. Kicks it poorly, and French takes the relieving mark 30 metres from his own defensive goal.
And that's been the Bombers' problem. They haven't been able to find a target. Every time it's gone in there, it's come straight back out.
Frenetic pace at the moment, isn't it, from one end to the other. This is Wiggins through the middle. Low, wobbly kick. Tough to mark. Favola at least presenting well. But the Bombers with a little bit of an untidy tackle on Bolton. And now the advantage paid and taken. Welsh's kick was pretty solid. Taken by Lucas, ordinary looking one. Finds Cupido nonetheless. Sets it up to full forward. Hunt tries to get to the front. He doesn't have to.
He did well, Hunt.
Yep.
He knew that Cupido, or was it
Murphy?
Murphy was backing back, and he just held his opponent off.
So Justin Murphy, who never fails to get a bit of comment from Blues fans as well as Bomber fans, but of course he was a fine contributor for Carlton for many years, but he's been around a bit. He's making a good fist of his time in Essendon. He slots it through.
So the margin back to 24 points, and with the capability of kicking 9-point goals, it's not as much as it seems. Lappin out of the centre. Solomon in front, traps it very well. Good tackle though by Favola. Turns it over. Camporelli could have beat his kicks and goals.
It's extra time at Holden.
Carlton stars such as Koutafidis, who's now having a rest after that last goal, but also Whitnell and Favola, Stevens and Camporelli, Lappin, all having an impact on this match, which is pleasing. Look at this, charging through. McPhee pumping it long. Henneman the target, but just Blues jumpers everywhere. Prendergast. Houlihan spots Davies, and he'd made some good space at half back. Good smother though from Solomon.
That's one thing about Dean Solomon. Once he makes an error, he tries to butter up, and that was a great smother.
Whitnell forced to go in the ruck here against Allen. There's Reynolds, and he lost it straight away. Houlihan got it into the space, and Stevens can thrive out there. Look at him, scoot past Fletcher, back to his judgment, and pinpoint pass to Scott Camporelli, who should just go back and slot it for the Blues. And they've had some quarter.
They have, and Ryan Houlihan has had 11 possessions this quarter. It's a beauty of Stevens, Nick Stevens. Beautiful kick of the football. Almost always hits his target.
Nick Stevens himself's had 7 possessions, so those two, the top 2 possession winners for the quarter. Meantime, Scott Camporelli, who's already kicked one, it's coming back and squeezes through for his second. The Blues on fire.
As a sports commentator,
36 points. Bryan doing pretty well. McPhee trying hard to get something going in the centre of the ground for the Bombers, and he gets the free kick. Really trying to inspire his teammates. Adam McPhee kicks out wide. Bullen straight through his arms, gives Teague a chance. Kicks around the body. Thomas comes to meet it. Couldn't quite control it. It was a difficult one. Good tackle by Walker. Needs to get it out. He does. He's penalised. Didn't get it out in time. So a free kick to the Blues. And Andrew Walker.
Gee, they're hot on it, though.
Kick towards all big pack of players. Fletcher, double fister. Bullen couldn't quite keep his feet. Coming in hard was Walker. Davies, Stevens again delivers. Favola running too hard at the moment. 10 metres in front of Dustin Fletcher. Just takes a moment to regroup. Kick towards Lappin was brilliant.
What a great kick.
Absolutely brilliant from Favola. Lappin ran hard into the space, and he didn't have to break stride. Favola hit him right on the chest.
Yeah, great kick. Great running by Matthew Lappin. Full of confidence at the moment. Carlton have kicked the last 8 out of 10 goals.
Incredibly, Carlton's 9th mark inside 50 this quarter. Essendon have just taken 1, so just underlines the dominance of the Blues up forward. Lappin from 30 metres brings it back and kicks it.
No.
Concerns for Kevin Sheedy. The sausage Julius Sumner Miller would say. Why is it so? Why are Carlton so dominant in this third quarter?
Well, I think they're just winning more of the footy at the moment. Essendon, when they've gone into their forward line, they just haven't got the key forwards. Without Lloyd and Hurd up there, was always going to be difficult, particularly with the Johnsons out as well. Jason Johnson is a ball winner in the midfield.
They've kicked 7 of the last 8 goals. That's the Blues, but the Bombers at the moment attacking. Welsh got a quick handball away and goes in after it again. It's all haphazard stuff, though, isn't it?
And this has been the story, Hutto. Every time it's gone inside their forward 50, it's come straight out. They've at least got to try and lock it in there, set up a play, a stoppage, give themselves another chance. But every time it's gone in, it's come straight back out.
This is Walker. Of course, he made that stunning debut last year. And had a pretty solid start to his career. Davies trying to sort things out with Houlihan. Into Wiggins.
His foot skills are exquisite, Houlihan.
And that's not a bad kick either. Just left Spawn out to dry a fraction. And McVeigh's kick very much up and under, but it gives Watson the time and space to work in. He can swing it inboard. They've got a couple of options there. Welsh, protection from Reynolds was good. He's got Stevens bearing down, so he tries to spear the pass to Henneman. The Lappin chops it off.
So they've fallen down across the half-forward line, the Bombers.
A couple of loose players. On the end of the kick from Lappin is Whitnell. Kick towards half-forward. Favola couldn't quite hold on. And he's got support. Eddie Betts is there. Hasn't seen a lot of the football, Eddie Betts. In fact, he hasn't been able to register a possession yet. And a good opportunity for him, perhaps in the final quarter, with the Blues controlling things, to get on the end of a couple. Whitnell, Fletcher, hoists it high. Lucas has to sit and wait, had his arm held. No free kick. Davies. The siren sounds for three-quarter time. And the Blues dominated that quarter. They kicked 5 regular goals and a super goal to Essendon's 1 goal. So they really did dominate proceedings.
Well, they had. They started from the middle of the ground. Lappin and Houlihan were outstanding in that third quarter, but Chambers really set the tone early with his goal kicking and his run. And just for the Bombers, they're really struggling, as I've mentioned throughout that third quarter, to find a forward. Every time it's gone inside their forward 50, it's rebounded back out until they create some type of stoppage inside their forward 50 and give their defenders a chance to get some rest. Well, they're really going to struggle. For Kevin Sheedy, he just hopes his young Bombers can just come up with something in that last quarter to make the score look respectable.
Houlihan with 12 possessions for the quarter. The Blues on fire. They lead 82-38. Well, it's only February at the moment. Will either of these two teams, Essendon or Carlton, be there when the whips are cracking at the end of September? One thing's for sure, we'll take you all away on Network 10.